Gabba Gabba, hey Drunken Cock fans, this is Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, and we're here to announce that you have found and stumbled upon our show. We're very happy to have you. If you found this on podcast platforms, you will be sorely disappointed in the magic entertainment. However, the video will be uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. Remember, this show is an adult show, contains adult content. Have fun, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. It's episode 43. We're here with Dicky. BGW's here. Collen might not make it. He's still away being an island boy. But tonight we got a lot to talk about. We're going to get into some stuff. And I'll leave it there until the intro. Thanks for joining us.
Show me your tits. This is a weird show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming, and welcome back to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. Yeah, that was a good one. Episode 43, presented by the Woolen Comedy Club. Tonight we got Dicky B on the show. We're going to be getting into some stuff. We got to talk about the Queen and the misinformation and the fake news. We're going to talk about Justin Trudeau and his adventures and following in his father's footsteps. We're going to talk a little bit about Ukraine and Russia and some Biden shit. So without further ado, welcoming to our spotlight stage a man that I'm excited to see every week. I'm glad I got to see him on a day last week for a short little bit of filming. That was phenomenal. We had a good time. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the final product. Anyways, without further ado, I say that like 4 times a show. Welcome to our spotlight stage, my friend, my boy, my comrade, Mr. G.W. Foley. Oh, I did the wrong one.
Bye.
There we go.
What is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night. The alert's on my phone. Bam. Got it. Even though you can't see it. It's there. Trust me. Trust this face. So before I start for the evening, I had a visit with my psychiatrist today, and I was talking about the anxiety that I've been getting before shows. And she's like, all right, well, I want you to try something. I want you to take a Benadryl before the show. And she's like, that's supposed to calm you down and relax you a little bit to see before, you know, we go on grander steps. And I said, okay. And tonight I'm trying it out for the first time. So I took me some Benadryl.
Whoa.
I don't know how that's going to do with me drinking, but fuck it.
We're going to find out.
Pull Heath Ledger and just fucking OD tonight. So it might be the last time you see GW Foley. The other fun thing about tonight is I was getting a little sleepy from the Benadryl, so I decided I had a Red Bull and vodka before the show. So those two are going to be fucking just pounding shit together. See, uppers, downers, depressants, stimulants. I'm a fucking rock star. That's right. I love the drugs and the drugs love me, or whatever Marilyn Manson said. Great news. Speaking of drugs, I got into college today. Like,
Woo!
not that
Nice.
not that I'm not already in college, but I'm going to like a big boy college. That's an actual college, not a community college. Huge step. Going for film production, and that's something that they have. So that's always good. And I got a $5,000 scholarship for
Nice.
for going.
Congratulations.
Yeah, super pumped about that. It's starting to fall. Still need to find a fucking job because college is expensive. I don't know if you all know that. Um, so yeah, I need to find a job and fast. Like I need to find a job like yesterday. Save up, so I'm not taking out so much money in fucking student loans. Uh, well, hey, what are you gonna do? Uh, Told my mom, and she was really happy with me, which was nice. It's better than when I call her and say that I fucked up somehow. Um, eh, which, eh, as I've matured, that has happened less and less. But I still remember the times where I'm like, "Hey, mom, I'm in this bind and I need your help." And the amount of times where that has happened has been too high for me to actually keep track. Uh, but I'm guessing somewhere I owe my mom probably like 150 grand in cash, and she's still like, "Hey, do you need to borrow money?" I'm like, "Do you know how much debt I like? I am comparable to the United States government with the amount of debt I owe to." Like, if I was the U.S. government, my mom would be China. That is how much money I owe her. It's not like she's Greece and asking me for money. No, she's like China, going, "Oh yeah, I'll lend you some money. Just remember that later on when we're doing things. Yeah." Those things being war crimes and crimes against humanity and child labor, slaves, and all that stuff. And we got kicked off of YouTube. Just realized that I probably shouldn't be talking like this on YouTube, but that's fine. It's not like I'm saying their leader looks like Winnie the Pooh. So we're good. We're good. So what about that weather today, huh? Woo! Yeah. It was really super nice when you got up, and by noon it was like, all right, it's getting a little chilly, but it's still nice. I went outside at 4 o'clock and froze my dick off. I've been wearing I was wearing like I went out today and had shorts on. Like I was that asshole. Like, oh, it's in the 50s. Time to wear shorts. I fucking hate people like that. I do. I really do. Like, and it's that's saying as someone who is one of those people. Like, at least it wasn't like cargo shorts. I was wearing basketball shorts because I was just too lazy to change or shower. Like, I was like, I need to go to the store to get beer and drugs, but I don't want to change. So I just went and wore what I wore. People were looking at me weird. And I can say that at least my mask matched my shorts. They were both red. Compared to the people that I saw without masks, where I got jealous. I got jealous because I want to be maskless in society. I don't want to be one of those guys that goes, "Oh, you're doing something because words." There was supposed to be a bit there, but the Red Bull kicking in. I don't want to be one of those guys that just goes, "Oh, you're not wearing a mask, you're an asshole." Like I get it. I'm sick and tired of wearing it. I only do it because I have a wife and a mother-in-law that live with me, and they'd be super pissed if I gave them COVID. like that's the only reason. It's not for my own safety because I could give two shits. Like it's not like I see enough people during a given day where like I could spread shit to them. Chances are you're gonna give it to me, you gross motherfucker. You know who I'm talking about. It'd be weird if that random guy who's watching is like, "Me?" Yeah, you. But that's it. That's me. I'm good. Let's turn it over to Hickory the reason why we all gather here and see what's going on with him.
Oh, it's been a fucking week. Not just in personal life, because it's been a week there. It's been we got our new fridge. That was like 2 weeks ago. We're finally getting used to it. Awesome. Yeah, things are all right. No major updates, but I found on my drive home today. Oh, one major update I will share is that I don't know, G Dubs. Did I talk about previously the ice dam in Woodstock?
You sent me a video.
Okay, yeah, I want to share that real quick. This video is fucking incredible. I don't know if there's audio or not. Probably not. No.
Oh, that's intense.
So this was in Woodstock. I think they filmed this on, might have been Saturday. I think it might have been last Saturday. I can't remember. But this is ice dam. So that river, for perspective, is should be like 20 feet below where the road is. Like it's like normal water levels 20 feet below. And yeah, this is in Woodstock, Vermont. That was the Lincoln Covered Bridge. And as you can see up in the yonder, like the road was flooded. That happened today during the massive thaw. Is that we saw an alert on the phone before we went into work today, and there was that one lane was closed because this road was flooded. That person's yard, no, I'm pointing to it, that doesn't help. This person's yard over here was flooded just like it was here, and also the other side of the river where this road is was all backed up and closed. But yeah, this finally broke today, so I did get to see it, and I did get to see it go down river, so that was exciting. Which I have that too. Much shorter video, but it was a massive amount of water moving.
Do you remember during Irene with the pictures of the cow standing in the river in Bethel?
No, but that's what this reminded me of a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit, just because I saw trees and stuff going down through.
A little Iron-esque?
Yeah, just a little flashback to the time before, that was...
Little Iron-essence?
But yes, that was today. It was good news that it broke. Anyways, I'm going to do a little bit. I'm also going to do a second bit, because I wanted to say, before I got into my ramble there, was that unfortunately the amazing Jonathan has passed. A great influence of comedy and magic. Just a really, really funny dude, no matter how messed up he did things, and how he might have not ran his career perfect. He's a great dude, and I'm bummed at the loss, because he is inspired. He definitely inspired me a whole lot in figuring out that magicians don't just have to do magic and be old and stuffy, and can actually have some fun and be a little bit of raunchy, and people will actually enjoy it and embrace it. And it's a bummer that he's gone, but I will be doing a tribute trick to him after we go on the after show. But I won't be doing it on YouTube or Facebook. So for that, I figured I would do a little card trick, something I just whipped up before while we were sitting here talking. And first, I'm going to riffle down through. I'm going to ask you to stay stop when you would like, Dicky. I'm going to stop. We're going to select a card, and we're going to roll much like a normal magician rolls. You ready?
Yep. Stop.
Right out there. Okay. We got a 3 of diamonds?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So I put that on top, and then you're going to give me a little, like, a initial or a short word. Mm-hmm. Something that I wouldn't have guessed before the show, so obviously not Dicky, GW, and any, associated things with the show.
Okay.
Because that would be unfair, because I could have, thought of that beforehand. Something that's unique.
Okay. Dynamite.
Nice.
Which is on tonight.
Nice.
Oh, is that AEW? Dynamite.
Yep.
AEW? G-Dubs? Is Dynamite?
Yeah.
I'll put that down there too. That'll be your submission. I got a Dynamite AEW there. Okay, so I'm going to try something I haven't tried. I've never done this live. Although I should probably start. Basically, I'm going to take your card and put it down somewhere in the deck and give it a little shuffle. And what I'm going to attempt to do here is take out my very nice little Harry Potter Lego wand.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to attempt to snag the card out of the deck. I don't know if this is going to work, but it's going to be super fun if it does. You ready?
All right.
All right, so we're going to...
I can't see it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about doing this lefty.
Oh, all right. You got to hold it higher. I can't see it.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Wow. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that was
That
was fun. Yeah, now complain about how dirty the office is. Wife, there's cards everywhere. Yes, that's just a friendly reminder. Nice little thank you, brother-in-law, for getting me an awesome wand. So, that's all I got for this segment. I will do another little bit in the after show, because I do want to do a little tribute to the amazing Jonathan, but I don't think it would go too well over with Facebook and YouTube. So we're gonna move right along. Anyways, welcoming to our spotlight stage. Oh yeah, thank you. Without further ado, a man that I miss, looking much less garden gnome-like than the last time we saw him. Welcoming to our spotlight stage, Mr. Dicky B.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, so everything looks, it's awesome to be here. Thank you for having me. This is like a super upgrade. Like everything looks super high tech. I'm a little intimidated that I'm not wearing any pants.
None of us are.
Yeah. But like, so what's this YouTube thing? Like, are there limits on YouTube or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What's that? Tell me what I can't say on YouTube.
Oh, that would be a great idea.
I don't want to be I don't want to be famous today. Not for the things that I'm gonna say.
No, they're cool with a lot of stuff. There's like a lot of certain political and current events topics you can't really get into. We'll save that for the late show. Because what we've been doing is we like to we stream out to YouTube and Facebook on both the Hickory and Woolen pages and my YouTube channel, and then about at the 45-minute mark we cut that and we just stream to Alt-Tech, where we can be a little more free.
Excellent. Excellent.
So if you're going to get wild,
I will not talk about politics then.
Yep.
I will talk about self-deprecating humor, I think, or all goes well.
yes, especially being a white male.
Yeah.
Get the demographic.
Let's see. I guess like the past few years, during the pandemic, I basically got fat, and I'm adjusting to like life as a husky dude, like life as a fat dude in your 40s, because there's a whole bunch of like social norms and etiquette that apply to being a fat dude in your 40s that I'm getting used to. Like one of them is nudity, right? I have 4 very big windows in my kitchen that go right out to a pedestrian street, very busy street, next to a church and a post office. And, I walk around naked all the time. And some people don't want to be seen naked because they're insecure, they're embarrassed. Some people don't want to be seen naked because there's pervy people that actually want to see them. And some people don't care. Like I used to be like, well, if you don't want to, don't look if you don't want to see anything. But when you're a fat dude over 40, no one wants to see you. And it's like low key sexual assault, like having to see a naked fat dude in his 40s. Seriously, it's like a passive sex crime. And I'll tell you why. You think it's joking, but there is a threshold that you cross in which, when people accidentally see you naked, you have to apologize to them. It's not true of any other demographic. No other demographic in the world. You walk in on a woman. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. You walk in on an attractive man. I'm sorry, dude. Sorry, teenage. I'm sorry. But if someone walks in on a fat dude in his 40s, like he has to like shrivel up like a Dickensian beggar, you know, and like apologize to like he should have taken extra steps to make sure you weren't exposed to that. Like that's the any other demographic, it's entirely the opposite. and so and so the kitchen window, right? So like I'm thinking like should a neighborhood child walk past my window and see me naked, like he will carry the trauma of that visual experience forever. He can walk down the street and get molested by two hicks behind a barn, and the burning image of me standing naked in my window is still going to be what he talks about in therapy someday. And I'm not like I'm exaggerating a little. Like I'm not like fat yet. My habits are working towards it, but it's not like it's not. I haven't gotten to the point where like foreplay is a game of find the penis. You know, there's got to loosen like sifting. It's like doing the breaststroke of human flesh. My wife has also put on a few pounds, but in a good way. I love it. But it really puts it into perspective that like marriage is really the ultimate long game catfish, you know. But I'd be fucked if my wife left, because it's exponentially harder to like for men that are aesthetically unappealing to meet members of the opposite sex, because it used to be like, you know, if you were a 5, you could land a 5 or a 4 or a 3 or a 2. Or if you were a 3, you could at least land a 3. But like now, no matter what age, shape, size, color, deformity, whatever you are, you're somebody's. If you have a vagina, you are somebody's fetish. Right? It's vagina's market right now is what it is. You're somebody's Cinderella. It's not a bad thing, because look, for years women were made to feel, you know, unattractive, social norms and body ideals about their weight and the shape and the size of their breasts, their body hair, their age, and you know, missing limbs and dicks or whatever. But now in the past 30 years, thanks to the internet, you know, people are discovering all new kinds of kinks that they're into, and there's all new kinds of porn, and people are exposed to all new kinds of porn. And you know, like the myth of the body ideal is crumbling, and women are finally realizing that these features that, you know, cause so much insecurity and anxiety, like, oh shit, that's a category on Pornhub. Like, this whole time I thought I was, you know, a freak because of, you know, a third boob, but I'm like, I could have 100,000 followers. Like, you know, some podiatrist in Wisconsin will pay $12.95 to watch me take my insulin every day, like on a subscriber thing. Some line cook in Ohio will pay, you know, half his weekly wages for, you know, my period underwear. Somebody wants my extra toes in their ass, you know, and so it's like, you know, it's the dawn of a new age for women. It is. And shame on anybody who were saying, you know, the whole "you were beautiful on the inside" crowd. Oh, you're beautiful. Bless your heart. You're beautiful on the inside. You're just trying to keep their self-esteem low so you can fuck them, okay? The people who were saying you were beautiful all along, they wanted to fuck you too, probably. But, you know, you should have listened to them. But anyway, it doesn't go both ways, right? It doesn't go both ways. There's no fetish for fucking hairy, pot-bellied, you know, 40-year-old dudes. It's just like with substandard hygiene. It's not it's unless like you're working through some childhood trauma of having seen a 40-year-old pot-bellied dude in the window on your way to church, in which case it makes perfect sense. Very subtle callback.
That was great.
So, what can I talk about? You guys want to see my children's book, or should I save that for later?
Let's save that. We'll open the after show with it.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Without further ado, we're going to get right into the talk show portion. Dicky, you ready? It's a little bit loud, so just warning. Here comes
Yeah.
the jarring part. Oh, yeah, let me do that thing. Boom, boom. Thank you, Dicky, for being on the show. It's good to see you, brother. Welcome.
My
Welcome.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming back. I just looked the other day. It's been a long ass time since we've had you on, and that is a goddamn shame. I'm sorry I'm so bad at booking.
That's okay. I'm inundated. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. Yeah, we need to set you up as one of like the quarter. What I eventually want to do is have quarterly guests that we have, because we have people that are on regularly, and just set like a 3-month thing where they're like, okay, the first, anyways. So we'll have to get you into that slide, and then we'll leave some spots open for the guests that are here once in a while but can't make it all the time. Anyways, GW, thank you for being here, brother. It's good to see
No problem, man. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
you. It's my favorite evening. Wednesday night, motherfuckers. We got some fun comments in. I just wanted to reflect back on someone. Everyone, Sean opened the show with, everyone gather your wooden spoons. We're going to need to spank some ass. I have that overlay prepared. It's not quite a spoon, but there we go. He's got a stick, and he is spanking that ass, Sean. We'll keep that one up for now. This is this is now a meta commentary overlay about so when Collen took the political compass test, he was left of Gandhi. So we joked whenever he's not on, we're gonna have Gandhi on screen. But Collen has also told us that his hall pass is AOC. So this is kind of like his political position spanking his hall pass. It's a meta shit right there. Sean said, GW, Benadryl will allow you to drink without doing anything rash. That'll mellow you out, man.
So, like, if you drink and you fornicate with the wrong person, will it prevent you from getting a rash?
That's a good question, Sean. Let us
Only
know.
if you're allergic to her.
Oh, that's a good point. You're
Yeah.
probably in position to get bit by a spider, by the way. I just want
Yeah.
to throw that out there.
Hanging out by the brick wall. Sean said, try not to stumble before you rumble. Talking about we were talking about censorship earlier. Nick said, good evening, motherfuckers. Nick, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. Jason also said, no shit, Sherlock, but I'm not sure what he was referencing. Sean said, have you heard the fruit of the loom is mandating underwear? I'd like to see them try to put out underwear on this commando. I think that's a mask reference. I like that. There is no list of those things you should go. You got to use your own well. You know what I mean. Talking about not what not to say on YouTube. Is that kind of like, it's like an acquired thing over time?
Yeah.
Yep. It's
like pissing your wife off. Like, you just it's the border fluctuates.
well, yeah, and there's certain things that like you can say, but it'll just like kill your algorithm. And then there's things you can say that'll get you like yeeted and banned instantly. So, but not that those things are common things that are going to come up on the show, but we do talk about a lot of stuff that gets close. So that's why we like to keep we now have the late show for those who enjoy that.
We should have like a list of code words on the side, like.
I should probably work on that if I was a better host. Matt Woods, thank you, Matt, for dropping by. He said, I almost hope for an intruder to try coming into my house. This one, Dicky, talking about walking around naked. He said, that way they can tell the officers and the other convicts that a naked dude teabagged them before he saw the 45 pointed at him. I love Matt. He's one of the few far left dudes I get along with. Sean said, oh yeah, haven't you heard of Peggy the prosthetic porn star? I haven't, but I might be looking that up in my side browser during the next segment. Next
Already
said,
beating you to it.
is the island boy lost at sea? No, he's down in North Carolina.
South Carolina.
Sorry, South Carolina. One of the Carolinas. He is working on... they're working on their vacation house, and there was a bunch of construction that needed to be done, and that's kind of what Collen does, so he's down there. Yes, he gets to be on South Carolina near a beach, but he's also doing work.
But to be fair, it is Myrtle Beach, which is like the kidnapping capital of the United States.
And Collen is like the perfect size, dude.
Yeah.
He would fit like in the trunk of the smallest car.
Yeah,
Like,
he fits in a suitcase. Like
yeah, you got it. You got a Toyota Yaris. He's fitting in the trunk of it.
yeah.
Nick said, "Mellow, wow, man, don't take those, man." Matt said, "Love you back." Thank you, Matt. Nick said, "This was the most I've ever seen anyone take. Hope you're not busy for about a month." The most I've seen anyone take. Oh, I'm not sure. I got confused. Matt said also, "Thanks for calling me far left." You got it, sir. He's not a Democrat. That's for sure. He's definitely a far left dude. I understand. By today's standards, I am far right. But we get along. We can have a conversation and agree that we both mostly hate the same people, and and we're both cool with that. I don't mind that. I hate it when people are like, "Oh, I'm progressive, but I completely support the entire establishment." I'm like, "No, you're not. That's the establishment. You're practically conservative." Anyways, let's get in the first topic of the evening while we are just freestyling here. How the drunk is this news? Australian news causes an uproar over a certain, quote, horse dewormer, unquote, the Queen may have taken. Here we have an article. This is from Reuters. I pulled up the fact check, and surprising me, this fact check is probably one of the best written fact checks I've read in a while. Like, oh, I got to change the overlay because it's blocking out Dicky there.
Well, you're fine. You're fine.
There we go. A lot of fact checks you read are like, it'll be something like as simple as like, GW walked down the street in Rutland, okay? And it'll be like, false. GW jogged down the street in Rutland. You know what I mean? Like they'll find like some little or it'll be that'll be the claim. Will be GW walked down the street in Rutland, and the fact checking organization will be like, did GW walk down the street carrying a 4-pack of beer in his hand? Be like, no, in fact, GW had a 12-pack of Diet Coke in his hand, and he did walk down the street, but fact check false, as he did not have the 4-pack of beer. And I feel like a lot of fact checks are like that. They're just like a framing device to figure out how to say it's wrong. Reuters actually did a good job. Say fact check news channel says ivermectin images included in Queen COVID-19 report in error. An Australian television news report about Queen Elizabeth's COVID-19 infection included footage showing a package of ivermectin due to a, quote, editing error, unquote. The Nine network told Reuters. The clip caused social media online to assume the monarch was using the drug when details of her treatment have not been disclosed. One clip on Twitter garnered over 1.2 million views over the course of February 21st. Here at 19, the clip includes a box of the drug Stramectol. Stramectol? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Better known as ivermectin. So the Queen gets ivermectin, but you can't read a tweet here. This is the tweet with the freeze frame and the what is. They also got over here, the Queen has been recommended ivermectin from a specialist doctor, which was a lot to assume from a news ad article. The Queen has been recommended ivermectin from a specialist doctor to recover from coronavirus. As if the Queen wouldn't have specialist doctors, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like she has a doctor. Like they practically, they fucking live there. She has like servant doctors. They're not even specialists. They're servant doctors who are pretty much their entire existence is to be there at the beck and call of the Queen whenever she coughs or, you know, at this age, you know, needs a cleanup. So this is the drug which CNN and some journalists criticized Joe Rogan for using, stating that he was spreading misinformation. Channel, however, said it aired the Stramectol clip. And there's no other evidence that the Queen has been given ivermectin. A spokesperson for the Nine Network show A Current Affair told Reuters via email it was an editing error. That shot shouldn't have been included in the story. So that's the part where it breaks down for me, boys. That's the part where we need to get into this shit, okay? And we're not going to talk about like the effectiveness or ineffectiveness or the drug itself. But let's imagine that there's a disease and a lot of people believe that something might help it, and the government's been saying it's not helpful, it does not work, you shouldn't use it, even though it's FDA approved, which is more than we can say about anything under Emergency Use Act like the vaccine or the other antivirals that are coming out. Let's just say that there's this one drug that you're not supposed to take, and it's been called an animal drug, and only the crazy far right people would take it. And then they show you a segment about the Queen getting this disease, and all of a sudden that drug pops up in the goddamn B-roll. Like, okay, first off, quick question, if either of you can answer, why the fuck would they have the B-roll of that drug just on hand in the editing bay at whatever news organization this is put together? Because I'll assure you, I edit some videos once in a while for the channel, and for this, I don't have any B-roll of said substance. I might have B-roll of other substances, like alcohol and marijuana, but there's no, like, ivermectin B-roll sitting around in the editing B-roll folder.
It's either the greatest prank in history, but it's a brilliant setup. I mean, kudos to whoever did it, Banksy. But it's first time I read it and I heard it, not speaking television setup or B-roll, or I thought, like, oh, there's a picture. There's like all her like pills are out on the table, like an old lady tube of ivermectin, and in my head it looked like a tube of like hemorrhoid cream or something. And I'm thinking, like, well, you got caught. But now I see how it is, and now I'm thinking that's a brilliant prank if it were pulled off.
So here's the unfortunate thing: is there's some back producer editor working at that television station that's getting like $30,000 a year, if he's lucky.
That's true.
Like just fucking shit pay, and they have a subscription to either like Reuters has one, just one of these B-roll companies that you type in the search engine fucking COVID or COVID treatment,
and we're all
yeah something like that, and it pulls up a list of various films and B-roll that you can download to edit with.
Okay.
I'm in something similar called Unsplash and Storyblocks, where if I need B-roll for a film, I can use that and just to carry the film around. So what's happened is this guy was like, oh, Queen COVID testing, type that into the search engine, and he clicked on like the first 5 things. Now the ivermectin being popular is pushed to the top.
It's true.
And
this is a screenshot of that package from that news thing.
Yeah.
So not does it just say Stromectol, it actually says the word ivermectin, which means nobody went through and carefully made like.
Oh no! Literally, this dude who gets paid shit downloaded it to edit, to fill time for the story. That's all that happened.
I wonder if that was somebody that was like getting ready to resign, and they really wanted to like stay, or he put in for time off that day, and they were like, "No, you can't have it." And we're like, "All right,
there's a job crisis. You can't get time off."
Matt just messaged me privately. I don't know if I should say that out loud because he did message it privately, but he did say it's definitely the anti-establishment attitudes that bring us together. Yes, that is.
Oh.
I can sympathize with that. I have a hard time getting down with people that are like, the government's so good, man. I just can't deal with that. But yeah, so that's why Matt and I vibe, even though we see things like from a completely different headspace and worldview. But I'm cool with that. We can get along on a lot of stuff, and I think that's something that's lost in modern day politics. And as far as the news goes, and even that there's no like, hey, there's a whole shitload of common space we can get along with. Like yeah, I'm totally cool with down with the 1%. Like, let's get back to the Occupy before it got taken over by the woke thing. I can get down with that. which is why it surprised me when there was so much anti-trucker shit going on, which will lead us right into our next subject. I almost clicked it wrong. There we go. Justin Trudeau managed to go full fascist since last week's episode. Here we got. Oh crap! Where did I?
While you're looking for that, I just want to point out how grateful I am. For the first time in my life, I could stare down Gandhi.
Call him
wait,
a bitch.
wait,
Call him a little bitch.
Sean said malwarning. Yes. Wait till later. You can even play the bongos later. It's a phenomenal overlay. Here we go. This is even from Newsweek, which blew me away that like Newsweek finally said it. Opinion: Trudeau's war on truckers is a war on truth. Like Newsweek published that as a headline. I'm like, I don't want to agree, but fuck Newsweek, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, I really hate to agree with these assholes. But say on Monday night, I watched in horror as the votes were counted in Canada's House Commons over Justin Trudeau's invocation of the Emergencies Act. Under the auspices of this invocation, Trudeau's government had seized the bank accounts of anyone affiliated with the Freedom Convoy. Well, in Canada, I'm pretty sure it didn't happen in the U.S. because we would have invaded. Or at least those of us who still believe in America would have invaded Canada if they froze our bank accounts. Arrested over 100 protesters and those who planned the truckers' protest, and even seized some of the trucks in what's been an appalling display of government overreach. And this is fucking Newsweek, bro. Like, I'm shocked. And yet, Trudeau won. According to the majority of our elected representatives, the Emergency Act would stand, at least for now. It's currently being debated by the Senate. The House voting to affirm Trudeau's actions was a staggering blow, not just to Canada's protesting truckers, to anyone with a commitment to civil liberties, the rule of law, and even the truth. As many have pointed out, there is simply no emergency to speak of. All the blockaded border crossings were opened by the time Trudeau announced the invocation of his Emergency Act, and up until the police arrived in Ottawa this past weekend, there had been no violence whatsoever at any demonstration associated with the Freedom Convoy. In fact, crime is down in Ottawa. Crime in downtown Ottawa dropped during the protest. Yeah, absolutely nuts. As
soon as the guys with guns and nightsticks get there, then it gets violent.
Yeah, of course, you probably don't know that, and it's not your fault. Instead of covering the actual protest, the media chose to focus on the alleged hate crimes, which are never followed up on, or the lunatic fringe, people who are officially dissociated from the movement by the organizers of the convoy. One of them I saw happened to come. There was like two big incidences that they tried to claim early on were at the trucker convoy. One was the guy with a Confederate flag who got kicked the fuck out, and the other guy was a dude with a World War II German flag, who was on like the second floor of this fancy hotel that politicians frequent. We found out today that's one of the hotels they're housing their special forces because they brought in like Canadian SWAT. There's cops in Ottawa from as far away as like what was it, Toronto or Calgary, like 2,300 miles away. Literally, it'd be like bringing cops from California into DC.
Yeah,
like it's like they traveled over 2,000, or no, it was 2,300 kilometers. It's over like 1,500 miles, and there's cops from there. Which would lead me to believe or think that a lot of those organizations closer said, fuck no, we're not going.
And all of the violence actually still amounted to less than one Canadian, like, B-League hockey game.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have just given them ice skates and put on some, like 80s competition music and just let them, like, skate it out for glory. I think that would have been a much better Canadian ending, that they all go, oh, well, we lost, so, I guess the truckers get their way, or whatever.
Sean also said he stopped all mandates today, except for the frozen bank accounts and prosecution. So, we're getting there, I guess. What I'd really like to see is him step the fuck down and admit that he was wrong.
It's never going to happen.
No, but it would be great. Nick said, what do you think about Alec Baldwin buying 50 acres in Vermont? Better buy a bulletproof vest. Oh, well done. No, you're going to need a face. Yeah, I guess it wasn't the chest. A vest might work.
Where did he buy 50 acres?
Arlington.
Yep.
Where's Arlington?
Do you know where Manchester is?
Yeah.
It's outside Manchester.
Oh, okay. That's there's some money out there, huh?
Just a little bit.
Just a teeny bit. Yeah.
But yeah, that was yeah, I did see that Baldwin bought 50 acres, and all I could think was
Gonna love some cilantro burritos.
I'm it's one of those ones where I don't want to say this. I'm having one of those moments where like don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, but like I guess I'm just gonna say it. Like, do we like it's like having gangbangers move to the neighborhood. Like,
which
like
is actually
comment in that vein, and it's like, oh, I guess is it still too soon? No, yes, I don't know.
so this is great. GW sent me this last week, and this ties up both of these topics perfectly. PSA: Alec Baldwin has killed more people than the protesting Canadian truckers. I would also like to say that I have seen another meme of that, which was Alec Baldwin has killed less people than the January 6th protesters. I'm like, well, they have a point. Alec Baldwin's definitely killed more people than they did.
Let's just hang on. Statistically speaking, one of those truckers has killed a hooker. Like,
yeah. No, that's a good point. But
you have to say, are hookers people?
now this is another good question. And thirdly, are Canadian hookers people? Because from an American perspective, like not really.
oh,
I don't know.
Let me take you to Montreal for a weekend, my friend.
Oh no, I went up when I was 18 and I saw what they do in those clubs in view of anybody and said, I don't know if I really want to be here.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong, it was a magical experience until I realized like the gravity of the situation and what was happening in front of me. What also killed me is you pay an entrance fee and then the bouncer looks at you and you try to walk by him and he just pumps you with his shoulder and he says, customary tip, and just puts his fucking hand out. like there's a second fee to get in the goddamn club, and then there's a drink minimum. But that was I don't know. It was all right. It was a fun experience. I'm not a Canadian strip club dude. I don't know where I was going with that. I apologize. Nick said no. That would be out of starters and Airbnbs. Matt Wood said, what's wrong with cilantro? He also said, Alec Baldwin buying this is why I can't buy a house. That's a very good point. Alec Baldwin, you should go back fuck to LA or whatever you came from. Nick said St. Catherine Street. Yes. We walked for like 2 miles the wrong way. Even though we parked by the only Burger King in the city. We still managed to get turned around. This was when we were like 18. It was the nightmare of a trip. Matt said Nick Waters should also rich folks driving up property taxes and value. Yes.
Who's Nick Waters?
He's a regular commenter, fan of the show.
Okay, gotcha. Oh.
Hey, Island Boy, drop by in the comments to say you sexy motherfuckers. You must be talking about you two boys, because I didn't even shave for this.
He has a body in his trunk. The man who could fit in a trunk has a body in his trunk right now.
It's possible. It'd be funny if he kidnapped somebody bigger than him. Although statistically, he would have to. Because there's not a whole lot of adults that are smaller than him.
I feel him on that.
Sean said, and please don't forget to ban him from the shooting range. Yeah, Alec Baldwin, I will not be hanging out. Like, if I see him with a gun in his hand, I'm going to shoot him.
The world is
and I'm going to claim self-defense. Because Alec Baldwin with a gun in his hand is the most, even in the most safe of pretenses, on a set where there's multiple people to check safeties, he still managed to put a 45 long Colt right through somebody's spinal cord and hit the person behind them. And so I'm just going to say that legally, I think I'd be pretty verified. If I see Alec Baldwin with a gun in his hand, I'm claiming self-defense, I'm shooting him. Because if you can kill somebody in that situation, you're way too dangerous for out here in the normal world. That's.
I'm worried for Beetlejuice 2. That's what I'm really worried about.
Collen said he's coming to Vermont. Look out. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Colin, between you and I, I have a better weapon stash than Baldwin, and you have a better Trump impression. So we should be able to scare him out of here in no time.
Can I just say that out of all the Baldwin brothers, I'm surprised that Alec is the one that shot somebody. My money would have been on Steven.
Matt Wood said Baldwin and Dick Cheney are getting nowhere near me. No. Although Dick Cheney's a beast, because that guy apologized to him for getting in the way. You know, that's some shit that, like, that's some, like, big boss shit. You know, like, that's not a...
They're not allowed, Cheney and Bush aren't allowed in Bennington. There's remember during the Iraq, like,
yeah.
Bennington passed, Brattleboro. Brattleboro passed a law that said they were like to be
arrested on site,
into custody, and sent to the Hague and tried for war crimes or something.
Well, we should invite them because the media was very nice to them this past September 11th. The media was very, very nice to Bush and gave him, gave him props and all that because, well, we've forgotten.
Well, we have to forget the last war if we're going to start a new one. So
this is true. It's time to move on, guys.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
You still haven't finished your last war. You can't start a new one. Put the wars away.
Oh, this is true. So, yeah, I think that's about the end of this segment. We're going to roll right into the after show. Are you kids ready?
Yeah.
Anybody out there, please follow us over at rebel.com. Search Hickory TDAU. We'll be continuing the after party there. But while you're over here, check out Dicky B online. He will be a part of one of the Hickory host shows coming up, so feel free to swing by and check out one of those. G-Dubs, anything going on? Anything you want to plug?
I ain't got shit.
GWs will have a short film coming out soon based on in GW's headspace of producing a modern day anti-marijuana propaganda film a la the ages of cannabis holocaust. Cannabis? No, it wasn't cannabis. What was the name of that? Reefer Madness.
Yeah.
Cannabis Holocaust would have been a great fucking name for one, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either that or like a really
Cannibal Holocaust too.
Yeah, the Cannabis Holocaust, or like a really good weed themed metal band. Cannabis Holocaust. I like that. Sean said, "Let's get ready to rumble." Yes. Matt said they're war criminals. Good on Brattleboro.
Name a president that isn't a war criminal.
That's very true. Nick said Steve-O from Jackass will be in Rutland. Did you guys see that? Yes, I did see that the Steve-O tour is coming through the Paramount. He's doing the bucket list tour. My wife sent me that because we were going to go. Shit, she wanted to go see somebody and it was like ridiculously expensive. Oh, it was Simple Plan at Sum 41. And then she was like, dude, we could see Steve-O for less than going to see Sum 41 right now. How ridiculous is that? And sent me the trailer. And I was just like, okay, so how much must it suck to be Steve-O and now be sober and doing these like stunt shows where he's going to like break bottles over his head and shit? I just don't. I mean, part of this one is like filmed. So like he only had to do it once and then it's like he can play it for like every show on the tour. But like his old shows, he also, besides Jackass and all that, he used to do shows where he'd like break bottles over his head and like do all these stunts and get kicked in the balls and stuff.
Those guys are 50 now. Like you can't.
And sober. Well, not all of them, but Steve-O has been sober for like a couple of years now. I'm like, I can't imagine doing that without the influence of drugs and alcohol.
That's impressive.
Even on drugs and alcohol, I don't want to do that.
I don't know, for the amount of money they were getting offered for episode, I might think about it. But no, probably not. I'm a pussy. Nick said, yeah, I was operated by tickets until they said need proof of vaccination and negative COVID results and had to wear a mask the whole time. Yeah. Yep. No, I understand, dude. To have to do both of those things and then still wear a mask and pay $100+ to go see this show, like I'm good. Nick said already not operated. Oh. Yeah, so he meant, I was all ready to buy tickets until they said you need proof of vaccination and negative COVID results. And, not or, wow. And had to wear a mask. All three.
I gotta piss again. God damn it.
I'll be with you right when we get in the outro. Nick said, look up the dog shit cannon. That sounds like fun. The dog shit cannon. Anyways, that's all I got. Thank you guys for joining us on the Drunken Under Quarantine show. We'll see you in the after show if you so desire. We'll be over there. I'll be checking comments regularly and commenting on them. And Dicky B will be with us. Without further ado, that's all I got. Thank you guys for joining us on the episode 43 of the Drunken Under Quarantine show, presented to you by the Woolen Comedy Club. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming, imploring you all to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming, most importantly, stay sane. And, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, fuck Trudeau. That's all I got to say on this one.
And so I didn't get a chance to take my pants off.